Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Watercolor Wednesday, and this is going to be a fun one. I have been looking forward to this Watercolor Wednesday for weeks, and it has been a long time coming, but I'm so excited to show you what is new. We've got a big release for you today. We're gonna do some watercolor projects, and I'm gonna kind of explain. I'm gonna go through all of these sets. And kind of explain everything to you, and then I'll show you what we're going to be doing today. So let me say hi to everyone before we get started. Teresa, Cherie, hello. Amy, Amy is on, hello. The new journal though, yes, Amy, it is going to be so fun. So this release kind of has a theme, and I had this in mind when I started putting this together, and we're calling it the encouragement bundle. And it is because that's the theme. It's the encouragement theme. We're going to be doing a journal, a small one. So a slim journal, we're going to do it in 2 lives. So we're going to get halfway through today, and then we're going to do the other half next week on Watercolor Wednesday. So you guys, I absolutely love this so much. And this has just been on my mind for literally months about creating this journal, and not just the journal, but cards also. So, keep in mind that these things can also be used on cards, but I just feel like there are so many people that need to be encouraged, and we can put something together that will really brighten someone's day, regardless of what they're going through. It just seems like, there are so many people struggling with hard things right now. And so that is the theme of this bundle. And that's what I had in mind when I put it together. So I can't wait to show it to you guys. We're going to go through the whole thing, and then I'll show you that little journal that I put together. So let me say hi to everyone. Peggy, love the theme. Yeah, Peggy, it really is. Like I said, this has been on my mind for weeks and weeks and weeks, and finally got a chance to put it together, and I just felt compelled to make it. And sometimes that's just how it is. Sometimes I'm just compelled to do it. Whether I think I have time, whether I think that it's a good, time to do it or not, I feel compelled to make it. And that's kind of how I felt this time. You got to make this journal, got to make it, got to make this line of stamps, just got to do it. So here it is, you guys, it's finally ready. And I can't wait to show it to you. Ruth Ann, it'll give joy. Absolutely. It will give joy. And, something like that, just a word of encouragement, something that is hand created, made special for someone. And, I use the slim journal because it's quicker. It's not as in depth as the full size journal. However, you can make one of those too, but it's quicker. The projects are ultra simple. Ultra simple. And I know the watercolor, I say this all the time, that watercolor is really simple, but these are ultra simple because I want you, even if you're a beginner, I want you to be able to do these projects. They are absolutely the easiest thing. I'm going to show you today. We're going to do some. The journal itself, it just has 6 watercolors in it. They're so easy. That's why we're doing it in 2 lives, because it's that easy and that quick. So I want to go through all that with you, and I want to go through all of the new sets and the bundle. And of course, we've got a bundle, especially with a release like this. There's a bundle. It's a substantial discount, 20%, you guys, for the bundle, because there's a lot in it. There are a lot of sets, but you know what? It's just going to be so fun. It's going to be so fun to make. And everything in it is super versatile. So again, it's part of your collection. You can get it individually. You don't have to buy the bundle. You can get it individually if you want to, and just go slow. So that's also an option. But for those of you who just want to get everything, you just got to have everything, we're giving you a big discount on that. So let me just keep saying hi to everyone. Sherry says, stressful times, we need to share joy. I have just absolutely felt that so much in these last months. Just so much, uncertainty, and, whether it's personal or just the world we live in, just uncertainty, fear, anxiety, depression, financial issues, relational issues. It's just, you know, it's hard. It's a hard time for people, for all of us. It's a hard time. And I just felt like I needed to create something that would be an encouragement. So you guys, I'm so jazzed to show this to you. I'm going to go through everything. Zilla, you haven't missed anything. We're just getting started. So I'm just saying hi to everyone, saying hello to everyone who's on here, kind of scrolling through. Teresa, hello. Consuelo, hello. Pauline, Ellen, Julie. We can all use encouragement. Exactly. Exactly. Ultra simple is appreciated. Yes. You know what? It's got to be simple because it's also got to be quick. Like we're busy. We have busy lives and we have good intentions of creating something, beautiful, but sometimes it's just a matter of time. We just have to have the time to do it. So trying to do something that's super simple, it's always a good thing. Karen says, perfect timing. So glad the Lord put this on your heart. I just felt that, you guys. I just have felt it, compelled to do it. And, I couldn't put it aside. So here it is. And you guys, I love this little journal. I absolutely love it. And I love that it's simple. It's simple. So you guys, let's switch over. I'm going to switch over. I'm going to show you all of the sets that are in the new release, that are in the bundle. I'm going to show you all of that. There's a new paper pack, which I absolutely love. I know I say this every time, but this now is my favorite. It is just so beautiful. The colors are really subdued and beautiful. And regardless of what you're going through, this encouragement bundle will be good for any of those things. It will just cheer and bring joy. It honestly will. So let me switch around and I'll show you, I'll go through all of the sets and then I'll show you the little journal and then we'll get started on it. And like I said, we're going to finish this journal in 2 tutorials. So we're going to get halfway through today and then we're going to finish it up next week. And we're going to do the watercolor and then we're going to assemble it. So half of it will be done today and you guys can just be inspired, I hope. So, okay, let me switch over. And I'll show you what is in here. Okay, you guys, here it is. This is it. And I love, once I got started in this, so, I was thinking with the encouragement journal, I just saw florals and I see things in my mind. So when I'm visualizing this journal or these cards that you're going to be sending to people, whether it's a sympathy card, whether it's a get well card, whether it's a thinking of you, I know you're struggling right now, whatever it is, I just see florals. I see florals and it's good for everyone. It's good for every age group. It's good for whatever. And so I thought I'm going to do some new floral, super simple ones, and then some new containers, simple containers that I have not done before. So I started out with these little bud vases, and I just love these. The other thing I was really wanting to do was something that is clear. Something that's clear, like this little sample right here, so that you can turn these containers into a clear little vase like this one, and then do something simple. This is such a simple little illustration here. It's a simple little bud vase, 1 flower and 1 little leaf. And it's so cute. You could put that on a card and you're good to go. Like literally this would just take minutes. So I did these little bud vases, all different sizes, all different shapes. And let me just show you kind of what they look like here. And then we'll come back to this because I have some information to give you on these. So here's what they look like. And here's actually the size. So you can see on here, these are a little bit smaller than the actual size of the stamp, but look how beautiful that is. They're just the colors and the florals are really soft and just really beautiful. So here's the actual size of one of these little bud vases. So it will make a beautiful little card. It really will. Just this simple little thing. So that was the first one that I thought of, was something that is clear and something that is simple for a long stem. So then, you know what? We need long stems. So we've got 2 sets of long stems that will go in those little vases. And these will work great together. So we've got a little florals. We've also got leaves that you can add into it. So this is the foliage set, and then this is the floral set. This is the one that is showing right here, and then this little leaf right here in this little vase. And then I made it clear. We're going to do that today. I'm going to show you how to turn these little containers into clear glass containers, which I think adds so much charm to them and just kind of changes it up a little bit. So these 2 sets, this is the long stem foliage and the long stem flowers. So these I had in mind with these new containers. So then I wanted some containers that also could use the long stems, and these also could be clear. These could also be clear pots. So we're going to be doing that today. Like I said, we're going to be doing this also. We're going to be doing next week. This one. Oh, is it this week? Next, we're going to be doing all of these in the next 2 weeks, you guys. We're going to be doing them all. So we can turn these little containers also into glass containers. So these will be really fun to do and super simple. Okay. So then I needed the flowers, the simple flowers. And this is what I did. I put them all together. I put them all together like this in simple bouquets that could easily be placed into a container. These are made to go into these containers. Let me show you the size. You can see the size on them, and they will just fit perfectly in any of these containers. You can put them in. And then I needed some farmhouse containers. I just did. I haven't done any new ones of these in so long, so I thought I'm gonna do some little country, rustic things that could that would also be new. Things like this. Look how cute this little sample is on here. And that is from this little tub right here. So this is the farmhouse container set, and it also, here's the actual size of it. So you can see on this one, it's pretty close to, well, I guess it's still a little bit bigger than the image that is on the packaging. So this is the actual size of this little container. So these are really fun. Here's another sample of this one right here. This one could also be glass. This could be glass. Wouldn't that be cute? We could make this a glass one. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's the same rule on all of them. So we just do a couple of things, and it turns it into glass. You guys, it's so easy. It's so simple. So then I needed some larger things like this that could fit into these wide mouth containers. So we've got the little bud vases that we can do the single long stems, but these can go right onto the top. So they can sit right on the top of these containers. So you can see the sample right here. Here's the little cup. And this just sits right on top. This is this one right up here. And these are all so simple because they're all together. You don't have to worry about stamping everything, into the container, although you can do that. You for sure can. But I have just completely simplified it so that you don't have to. If you want to do these quickly, you can stamp these little florals in there, and they're so beautiful. Then I needed some sentiments. So I needed some words, because words sometimes are the hardest things to think of when you're putting a card together. So all types of things. Wishing you strength and courage. Lean on me. I'm here with open arms and a listening ear. Keep going. You're growing. Each day brings you closer to feeling better. So lots of sentiments, lots of things that you can put into your card, your journal, something that you can say to someone, because like I said, sometimes it's, thinking of what to say is hard. Now I also have, for those of you who would like scripture, you would like to put scripture in your card or in your journal. So the journal that we're going to make in the next 2 weeks, these fit in that journal. So this, again, just like we've done before, if you would like to have this is a download on our website. So it's free. You can go to Get Inspired at artimpressions.com. Go to Get Inspired. The very first one on there is the encouragement scripture pack. And you'll see it right on there. Click that. and you'll see this document come up. And there are two places that you can click. Number one, you can click for a download. If you want to download it and print it off as many times as you want, you can do that. There's another place that you can click where you can purchase this. If you want to purchase this card, this is a heavyweight card stock, you can purchase it, add it to your order for $3. So it's on there. So both of these are in that same location. Just click on that document and you'll see where at the top it'll say download here. For a download, click here, and to purchase, click here. And then you can add it to your cart, or you could download it and just print it off as many times as you want to. So that's an option. This is a free download, or $3 if you want to purchase it. Okay, so but for those of you who aren't interested in that, we've got these sentiments here that are good for sending to absolutely anyone. All right, so then we've got paper. So we've got a new paper pack that is absolutely just the cutest, and you can see on the back just beautiful colors. These purples are just so pretty, and it's kind of it's a very light teal. And it's a really light teal. It's a really cool green, and it's just a beautiful lavender. So you'll see when I show you the actual journal. Excuse me. We also have the journal paper. So for those of you who want to make a journal, this is included in the bundle. You'll be able to use this. There are 2 sheets of each one of these because we couldn't narrow it down to 3. So we've got 6 different designs in here that will be beautiful covers for the journal. So the reason that they're in larger paper is because the cover, the journal cover, is bigger than a 6x6. So if you want that cover to match what's inside the journal, you can use this paper in here. So there are 6 different ones, 2 sheets of each, and it takes 2 sheets to make a full cover. So you'll be able to choose between all of these 6 designs in there. So 2 paper packs, and with the bundle, a free gift. So you get this free. This is 2 sentiments that can go on the front of your card or on the inside of your card, just thinking of you or to a dear friend. Just simple. Sometimes, words can just be simple because they know that you're thinking of them. You are sending them something that shows that. They know they're loved, they know they're thought of, and they know that you are with them, going through whatever they're going through. So thinking of you or to a dear friend, those are great just to put, on your journal or in your card. So that's a free gift for you if you get this bundle. So there are 8, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sets in the bundle, and then 2 paper packs, and then the free gift here. So these are, they are available. They'll be shipping out next week. So you guys, if you are interested in this, I got to show you the journal next. But you can go ahead, you can order this. It's on our website right now. There is also a walkthrough of the journal. So this is the journal that we're going to be making in the next 2 days. And there's a little video walkthrough of it. So let me zoom in, and it's on, I believe the link is on Facebook, and it's on YouTube right now. So you'll be able to see that. So this, again, this is the Slim Journal. So it's this, let me show you which one it is. And I'll show you, when we go through this, and especially when we're assembling it, I'll show you what I used in it. But this is the Slim Journal. So basically it's the exact same thing, except that it has a really narrow spine. So let me show you. It has a really narrow spine, and where the large journal has 3 pages, this just has 1. So it's much simpler and much quicker to make this journal. So I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing. So I just love these colors. I love this lavender, and I just think that this would bring so much joy to someone. So I cut out the center so that you can open up and see to the back page. And so let's flip through here now to the front. Here is that container. Here is one of these containers that I've made clear. Question, are the C587 flowers from the spring bouquet bundle a size? Absolutely, yes. Consuelo, yes, absolutely they will. Yep, good question. So this is the clear. So I've turned this into a clear pot. This is what we're going to do today. We're going to do the first half of the journal, and then we'll go on and we'll do the second half next week. So there's places for little tags like this, sending hugs and support your way. So you can add all kinds of special little messages or personal messages that you want to put in here. So then we can flip to the next page, and I put a little bookmark in that has a little message on it. Brighter days are coming. So just a little encouragement or a message to someone. Here's that little container, that little clear container. We're going to make this today with a little butterfly up here. Super easy. These are all so simple. And then I made these little pockets that kind of fit right in here. So in between each page is about, I want to say it's about 1/4 of an inch. Well, you've got some space in there. So if you want to add something that has something like this, this is about, you have 1/4 of an inch space. So this is probably like 3/16, I'm guessing. And you can add something that will fit right in between there. And so we're gonna add these in. So these are just little extra pockets, and they pull out just like this. So you'll be able, just like this. So you'll be able to see some special note, wishing you strength and courage. Rest, my friend. You'll soon be on the mend. So you can see that you can make those special little pockets. And then this is the little frame. And it just fits in here. So you can attach it. I made this little paper clip with a heart on it. So you can attach your little frame to it like this, or you can tie it in like this by threading your ribbon through a little piece of decorative paper. So I just cut this out. This could be any shape. And I just cut it out with a rectangle die and threaded my ribbon through it to hold my little frame in place. But isn't this just so cute? You can see this container could be clear glass, or it can be ceramic like this one. But you can see how the flowers just fit in there. Let me just zoom in on this. So you can see how the flowers just fit. So you just stamp this and you stamp this inside it, add a little color to it, and you're good. You're good to go. I love that these things are so simple. And again, you can attach it with this little paper clip. I just thought this was so cute, putting a little heart up above, and or you can just tie it in. You can just tie it in like this, with a little bow. Like this. So let's move on. Well, let's see if I can tie this. I'm just not very good at tying bows, you guys. So let's see if I can do it. Always takes me a couple of tries to do it. So let's see, maybe I'll get it on the first try this time. Okay, I did it. So you can tie that in, and then it'll stay secure in here. It won't fall out of your little journal. So let's zoom out. I love these little pockets. I just think these are so cute, and you can just put whatever messages. You could put 2 messages in here if you want to, and tuck in a little note. So maybe you handwrite something personal, or some kind of memory. Remember when we went to the beach together and we this and that? You could write something like really special like that. Maybe to make someone laugh, or remember just a really fun time. Remember we got coffee together, and whatever. But something special, something personal that you can tuck into these pockets, because the fun of these journals is seeing these little pockets with notes in them. I think that is it makes these all so personal and so special, but I just love these colors so much. So then on the next page over here, I took some parchment paper and I just cut 2 triangles and laid them on top of each other. So here's where we're going today. So we'll finish to this point today, and then next week we'll finish from this point on to the back of the journal. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna show you how I did this, but isn't this just it just turned out so cute. I love that you can kind of see through it. And what made me think about it is the vellum the paper that is in cards, beautiful wedding cards, or beautiful florals that have like a vellum or a parchment paper like this on it. And I thought that would just be so cute to just stamp. This is just stamped, that bouquet, and this is laid over the top. So you can see how these just kind of overlap. So here's the first triangle, and then here's the second one. So I just cut two that were the same and put a little bow on there. And I just think that turned out so cute. It's such a simple thing, but it just kind of adds special interest to your journal. Here's another little note that you can put in. Any of these things can be made pockets, so you could put another pocket over here. They're just, you could tuck little notes in literally everywhere in these journals. And then we get to the back side. Here's another one of those little ceramic containers that could be clear. And these little beautiful florals that are they're so fun to do. You guys, you'll be shocked at how easy these are to make. The lines are really thin, but they have enough color. So it's going to be really simple to pull that color out of the lines. It's going to be hard to make a mistake. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So you're going to be able to do these, even if you're a beginner. So now we get to the last page, and then I thought, I love that parchment paper so much. And by the way, it's the parchment paper that's in your kitchen, the big roll. I just went downstairs to my kitchen and got some parchment paper and cut out the pocket also. And I just think it turned out so cute. Isn't that cute? Just a little parchment. Just glue it into your journal. And you have this, little see-through card that you can put in here. So you can write, a special note. Some of these sentiments are a little bit larger, so you can glue one of these in here. This one says, may each day bring you closer to feeling much stronger. So lots of different sentiments that could fit different times. And then put a personal message. Just handwrite it. Handwrite it in there. Just thinking of you, my friend, or, just something personal that you can just tuck in little places where somebody could find that special note. And then the back. Also. So you can see we're going to be doing some florals, but they're all the same. They're all going to work the same. And I'm going to show you how I stamp them, and then I'm going to show you how to pull the color out of the lines. And then these little containers they're so easy. They're just so easy to do. And I just made a little decorative thing on here, but you can do them just plain too. So I'm going to show you how to do this one. We're going to do all of these projects. So we're going to do this one, next week, and then this week we're going to do this little one. And how cute to send a frame. I just love these little frames because they just tuck in anywhere. And you could put this inside your card. So if you're making a card with a beautiful floral on it, maybe you match this on the card. Maybe you make this same image on the card, and then inside you have a little frame that is a gift, and you can put something personal on it. Glue a little banner on it, and a thinking of you, or to my dear friend. And I just think that would just mean so much. They can take it out of the journal and they can set it up and look at it and know that they have a friend who's thinking of them. I just think that would mean so much to people now, in the times that we live in, for sure. So we're going to do this one. We're going to do this one, this little bud vase, and make it clear. And we're going to do this one with the tulips in it and make this big one clear. So the big ones and the small ones, they're the same. One is not harder than the other. Sherry says, I thought it was vellum. Yes, it is. It's vellum. But you know what? I didn't have any vellum, so I went down and got parchment paper. But you know what, Sherry? If you have vellum, that would also be cute. That would be so cute. You could use either. But you know what? This is so cheap, and I just got it out of my drawer and cut it and glued it into my journal. So yes, Zilla. Yes, it's like baking paper. Yep. She said she only has the brown colored. Okay, well, we call it parchment, and it's on a giant roll. And it's super cheap. Super cheap. Suska had to start an AI GoFundMe. Guys. Oh, you guys, you guys give me a laugh every time. Every time I'm on here. I just love being with you guys. So if you want to flip through this, you could, you could take a picture of every page. We're gonna assemble it in here. So I have everything pre-cut. I have my little journal all pre-cut and ready to go. And we're gonna glue everything in. So once we do the projects, we're going to glue them into the journal, and we will have half of it finished, you guys, by the end of the day. By the end of our live. You didn't know you were going to be here till 6 o'clock tonight. Ruby says, must have parchment, but not always vellum. Yes. So like I said, I didn't have vellum, but I had parchment, and it works great. So whatever you guys have is going to work. I just like that you could see through it. I think it added just a little bit of elegance to it. And I love that you can see through it. And Julie, yes, the spring bundle flowers absolutely will work with the containers. Yes, for sure. Okay, you guys, are you ready to get started on our projects? So let me just set this aside. And like I said, if you go on our Facebook page, there is a link to the little walkthrough of the video, and it's also on YouTube. So if you want to just, look through it and just see how it's made, and you can, this is just inspiration for you. So you can make this your own. For me, I wanted to make something that would go specifically for this journal. So when I was visualizing this journal, this is what I was thinking of. And then I wanted to make it as simple as possible. So just, the simplest florals that just literally anybody could do, and the simplest containers. And then I wanted to mix it up so that I can make them glass. So you guys, that's what we're going to do. We're going to, put this together. So this folds together like this. So whatever you want to put on the outside, you can. And then it will show through to the front of your journal. And then I just closed mine up with a ribbon. So you can use the clasp that we have. You can use whatever you want to close it up, but I just closed it up with a ribbon. All right, so let me move this aside and let me get my projects, and here they are. Look how simple these are. These are just so simple. And I also had the little butterfly. So we can do this one too. Just any little butterfly. You can use anything. You could use a bee. You could use a butterfly. Just whatever you want, or none. You don't have to use anything. You could put a little high up here in a circle. So I just use this. This is from the Leah. If you're on, it's the set that has the shoe house, the little whimsical shoe house, and the little teapot house. It's in that set. The big blooms. Yes, Valerie, the big blooms. They're so much easier to use, and especially they have to be a little bit bigger, because you have to be able to get inside there and show the dimension, because you can't just color it all the same. You have to be able to show the dimension in there, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna get to that. So we're gonna start out with these 3 that are in the journal, and then we will get to those other ones that are larger blooms. So all right, so let me zoom in, because these are small. So let me zoom in, and then let me just get all of my stuff out of the way, because I have so much stuff here in the way. Okay, so let's start with the small one. Let's do this one first. And what I want you to see on these is, they're very simply, they're really simple the way that they're stamped. And you can see by looking at them, the blooms are one color, the stems are another, and then they're stamped into the container. So the only thing that you want to remember is if this is a glass container, you want to cover the lip of the jar with just a tiny little bit of masking tape. Post-it tape. You want to cover this lip right here, because that needs to show. We don't want to stamp over the lip. We're going to stamp everything over everything else in here in this container, but we want to make sure to leave this white so that we don't have any color on there, okay? And the same here. And I did the same here. This was so tiny, but I just cut a tiny little thing. You could also, you guys, if you miss that, or you don't want to just cut that little strip, you can use your white paint and you can put that white line back in. So you can do that too. So we want to just make sure that's a really, really important when you're creating a glass container like this. All right, the other thing is that we need to show the bottom of the glass, because we're going to see that. We're going to see the bottom of the glass. And the biggest thing, with these, there's really two things that you want to make sure that you are doing. Number one, you want to leave a little space of white between the line and where the water is and where the color of the glass is. Just a little space. And I'm talking about a tiny little line that's about this big. So you don't want to color all the way to the edge of the glass. And if you do that, you're going to, you're sort of taking away the edge of the glass, because the glass container has an edge to it. And that's what we're showing. So it's not, the edge of the glass isn't a thin line. You're going to be able to see that edge of the glass, and we're going to show that. So the water and the color is on the inside of that line. So all around the edge, you want to leave just a tiny little gap. You can see it more here. Do you see it here? This little edge here. This little edge. And you can see on here, you can really see it on this side, not so much over here. It doesn't have to be, shown super visible on each side or everywhere. You just kind of have to indicate it a little bit here. You can see here where it's on here. So you want to see the edge of that glass. Then the other thing is you want to see the bottom. You want to see the bottom of the glass. And basically that's just a little, so if you just kind of picture this little glass sitting down, and you're gonna just kind of draw this line, and actually I think a little bit bigger, and use your pencil and just kind of draw it in like this. And then we want to see that line again. So we want to see that line. So this bottom of the glass, that's a big thing too. So those are the three big things about making something look like glass: is the edge of the lip right here on the container, the gap between the color and the line, the edge of the container, and the bottom down here. Christine says, what about masking fluid? Absolutely. Yes, you can use masking fluid for sure. Bonnie, did you use a block to stamp or a MISTI? I used a MISTI for sure, Diane. I'm just so much about that now because I get an even impression. So a MISTI or a stamp platform. If it's something small, like this one, you can pretty much eyeball it. I should tell you guys before we go any further on here, why some of these are rubber and some of them are clear. So let me just take a second on here. Let me zoom out just for a second. The containers and the florals. So let's kind of separate these out. So these are clear so that they're easy to position. When they're clear, you can stamp the container, you can place that, right where you want it using a stamp platform, and you can see exactly where it's going. You can see through it to position it. And this is really high quality photopolymer, you guys. It really is. And I just prefer this now. I like the way the ink beads up a tiny bit on it because it adds a little bit more dimension to the stamp. It's not a single line. And I just like that you can see through it. So these are clear, and you can see the different sizes here in these two. Okay. These are rubber because they are stamped in a repeat. So that just means that you're going to want to stamp these a few times. So for example, if you add your florals in there and you want to stamp your little vine in here 1, 2, or 3 times, you can do that with these long stems. So generally things like this that are just a single stem like this so that you can stamp it in a repeat are rubber, because rubber will hold the color better than clear. So when it comes to clear, these are all contained. They're all contained. So you would not be stamping these on a repeat. You're only going to stamp them one time and you're going to put them into the container. but these can be stamped over and over again. So 1, 2, 3 in a repeat. You're going to repeat that over and over again. Okay, that's why these are rubber. Okay, now these, we ordered these in clear and they came in rubber. So for those of you who absolutely love rubber, they're rubber. Our first batch that we got came in rubber. And when we reorder, we will be reordering them in clear. So if you want these, I would just encourage you to get them. This is the first order. And when we run out, then we'll be ordering them in clear. So this is why these are rubber. Otherwise, these would also be clear. They would be clear just so that it's easier to line them up. And of course, you know, rubber works great. But so just so you know, this is why. There's a reason why we do the clear and there's a reason why we do the rubber. And in this case, we ordered these in clear and this is how they came. So they are rubber. They're rubber for now. So I know that there are those of you who absolutely just love rubber and have been stamping for a long time. So you guys, these are rubber for now. And then when we reorder them, they will be in clear. So I just wanted to explain that because I didn't really address that when I was going through the sets. So, okay, back to our little project. So I'm going to zoom in again so that you can see. And these are the colors that we're going to be using. So let me grab my palette and I'll tell you what I stamped the container in. So these are smaller little containers and it's not as important to pull the color out of the lines. I mean, we're going to a little bit, but you can see how thin these lines are. These are really thin because we don't want a lot of color coming out right next to the line because of that space. We want that space, okay? So I'm gonna grab my brush and my water. I have so much stuff on my desk, you guys. Just stuff everywhere. Okay, so I've got my water and I've got my brush and I'm gonna show you how I stamped this. So the first thing that I stamped was the container. And I used this color. So this is what I used for that glass. This is an N52. And it's kind of a, let me show you what it looks like. So it's a blue gray. It's a really nice glass color. It's not as brash and dark as the dark blue because this is a small container. So normally if we're doing something that is glass, you know, or something like this, we'd be using this. Something that's white or clear, we'd be using this. But in this case, that's a small container. So I'm using something like this. And you could also use a gray. A gray would also be fine. So I stamped this container with this. Janice, rubber repeat stamping. Yes, Janice, that's why. That's why I do it that way. Because with rubber, you can get probably 5 impressions on one ink. So you can ink the stamp and you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and get 5 impressions. Clear is not like that. Clear does not hold the color like that, but it has a different purpose. So it has a positive side as well. So that's exactly why. Okay, so I inked the container in this blue gray, the N52, and then the little the floral, I used the purple and the green stem. So the 177, the green, or you could use the other green. It absolutely does not matter. You could use either one, or the 249, this one. And I just inked the stem one color and I inked the bloom the other. So I inked the bloom in the purple, the 636, and then I stamped it into the container. And you know, with these, because they're so long, you can kind of eyeball these, and you know, you're going to get a pretty firm, even impression because it's a narrow stamp. When you get into the large stamps, you really should, I mean, I just really recommend some sort of stamp platform to get a good, even impression. It's really hard to, especially with a big block, to press down evenly without getting a dark line somewhere. Something that didn't get enough pressure, so it's super light, and then something that got too much pressure and now it's dark. So you don't have as even as an impression as you would with a stamp platform. And to me, when you're doing watercolor, that's really important because we don't want it to look like a stamp. We don't want it to look like that. We want it to look like it's painted. It's painted on. Peggy says, I love rubber. Works best with my twisted mind. Peggy, you're not alone. There are a lot of people that love rubber, lots and lots of them. So Peggy, you will want to get these containers before they're before we reorder. And you have time. You have time to get them. All right. So, and then with the little foliage, I just stamp those in the same. All right. So let's go ahead and let's do the little floral first. And I'm going to use my small brush. So these are little. These things are small, and so we're just going to use the little small brush. So you can see the tiny little lines in there. That's for color. So we're going to use this, and we're going to stay in each section. So each section, just do one at a time. Stay away from the outer edge. Just kind of stay away from that. It should be pretty light, even though it's stamped and it's got color in it. Don't pull too much color out of the edge. We don't want to create this outline around these little blooms. And the darkest area should be in the center of the stamp. Okay, so we're going to get a little more color now. I'm going to put some on my palette. And I think I can just zoom in a little closer here. Okay, that's better. And if you want to, you could mix a little blue to it. You know, don't ever be afraid of mixing color on your palette. You can add a little blue to it and kind of cool it up a little bit so it's not all the same color. So we're just going to pinch it off. Maybe we'll just add a little of this color. And when you're adding color to it, you want to pull the color from where the water is. So here. So not from here where it's super, super dark, unless you really want this dark color on your flower, but you're going to pull it from the watered down section, from this area, and keep dragging it out until you kind of have that really, really light, pretty color. And then you just brush it in. So we're just adding a little more color to it and kind of just building up that color. And now we can kind of let that dry, and let's go to the little leaves here. And we're just going to pull this color out of these leaves. Same thing here with this line. It's really for color. And you know, when you pull that color out, you can still see that detail in here. You can still see it. So it's okay to kind of pull that color from the line. All right, we're going to stop at the lip when we bring this color down. And then we're going to bring it all the way down here. And we're going to just kind of extend that color past. And the same here. We're going to just bring this all the way down. Okay, just like that. All right, so let's add a little more color to that bloom and just a little bit more to the inside. So just kind of right in here. And you can see I went a little darker with the color. So I took it from this area up here where the colors were just a little bit darker. And I'm just going to kind of spread it out a little bit. Okay? And that's really all you have to do. Just use your tiny little brush and take your time and just create these little, they're just so cute. And then if you want to, you can just take your bullet tip from your purple and just make a few little dots kind of in the center, just like that. And you've got this all finished. All right, so now let's go to our glass container. And the first thing we're going to do is take our little tiny brush, and we're just going to go alongside this just a little bit, just to kind of soften this line. And you can see not a lot of color is going to come out. And that's what we want. Okay, so just like that. And then we're going to just go with a little bigger brush. And we're going to get some more color on here. And you know, because we've got these green stems, the water is going to look a little green. Now you can go with two different types of blue. You can go with this warm blue, that's the 526. Or you can go with the cool blue, that's more like this. But we kind of want to mix a little bit of green in here. Okay, and you gotta just, you know, be courageous. Be courageous. It's honestly, it's going to look great. It is. So trust me, we're gonna add, you know, the water line in here. We're gonna do that. And then we're going to add some color down here to the bottom. And if you start down here at the bottom, you'll sort of get a visual of how the glass looks. So you can see that as soon as you put that bottom in there, okay, now it's starting to look like a little glass. Let's put a little shadow under the lip like this. And then let's just mix a little bit of this color together. And we're just going to come down alongside of it. So just like this. And maybe just a little bit kind of on the other side too. So a couple of little, brush strokes as you're kind of coming down. And then just kind of, bring it a little bit closer to the center. And the water is not going to be all the same. It's just gonna have some green in it. So we can put a couple of little green streaks in here like that. Don't overthink it. Just don't overthink it. And I'm gonna add just a little bit more green down here with maybe a little more blue. And then we're gonna erase these pencil lines too. And then let's just put a little darker line here. Along here, and maybe we can just come down this like this. And these little stems, they get, because they're in the water, they're going to kind of get, a little blurry. So now let's put in the water line. So we're just going to take a mix of color here. And just a little darker color. And you're just going to make a line. Make sure this is all dry here first. So you're just going to make a line just wherever you want to put that water line. So just a little line across like this, and then you could put it kind of along the back as well. And then we're going to just put a little line across the bottom of these little stems. So you can kind of see where the bottom of that is. And then I'm just going to add a little green on here, and then we're going to come back in with the white and add a little highlight on here. But you guys, this is it's so simple. And what I would encourage you to do is if you get these containers, stamp it a bunch of times onto your watercolor paper, and then make a glass container. And just keep doing it until you get it, till you get your confidence. And we could just put a few more lines down here and down here in the bottom. Just a straight, a darker, so basically this just needs to be darker than what's down here. Okay? So let's set this one aside and let's do this one. And then we'll add the white paint to it. And put all the little white highlights in. Okay, so now with this one, we're going to just bring this color back up to the lip here of the jar and bring this color down. And just pull this color out. So with this one, same thing. I stamped this in the two colors. So the purple blooms and then the green. And you could use either green. Doesn't matter which one. And we're going to do the same thing here with these. We're going to just bring these little branches all the way down so that they look like they're just coming down into the jar. And then we can add just a little bit more. Actually, I'm just going to use my little brush. And we're just going to add some more color to these little stems. Just use your tiny little brush. You can mix up your greens too. If you want to add some more of this color, this is the cool green. This is the 249. Let's just write it on there, 249. That's the cool green. You could add some of this color to it too. kind of as it comes down into the little container. And just, you know, again, just stay in each section. And we'll just make that a little bit darker right underneath those blooms. All right, so now let's go to the little, the tulips. And these were stamped in the purple, so the same. So the 636, and then stamped into the container with the lip showing. So now we're gonna start on the outside, and we're gonna drag that color on the outside because these are rounded. So they're contours. So the side is gonna be the darkest. And we're gonna do those sides first, and then we'll come in here and we'll get these little sections. So it's really, really important to do each section by itself. And then this one, this little section here, this is gonna be the lightest because that's gonna have the highlight in the center. So same here with this one. Now this one's kind of leaning over, so the darkest color is gonna be on the bottom. And this will be more of a highlight up here. So the highlight will kind of be up here and here. Same with this one. This one's going to be darker on the bottom. And you just want to get in here and just do each little section. Then we can go back to this one. These areas that are on the inside, these are darker. Want to make sure that we show those darker on the inside. And then these are going to be darker here. And then this one. And if you just stay in each section, you're going to be really happy with how they turn out. And the biggest thing to remember is that you don't want to color them in solid. That's the biggest thing. You don't want to color it in solid. So everywhere that you see a rounded area, either it's on the top or it's in the middle. And you just want to make sure that that's just a little bit lighter than the rest. And anything that's kind of down inside, like this one, you want to make sure that's darker. So this one. And this one, because it's kind of laying down, it's going to have a little darker, it's going to be a little bit darker on the bottom. Okay, so now we're going to go over it again, and we're going to do that just a little bit darker. I'm going to add a little bit of blue to it too. Change up the color a bit. So we can start with these, and you know, they're going to be darker down on the bottom. So when you go to add this color, it's going to be darker down here. And then just pinch it off and drag it to the top. And this down in here, this is really dark down in here. And so you can see that it's starting to look a little more three-dimensional. It's all because of putting those darks in the areas and the highlights where they need to go. So this little area down in here, you can see how dark that would be. So let's go on and let's do another one here. So let's do this one. And let's keep this darker down here and leave that little highlight at the top. And this is going to be really dark in here. And these little brushes, they just really help to get the color into those tiny little areas. So this one here is going to be dark inside. And then we'll just add some color down here. And really, you know, down inside here is where it's just really dark. Okay, let's keep going. Same here. And let's add some more purple here. Go on to this one. And then inside, you know, always inside, these are darker. Inside these little petals. And I'm always pinching off my brush because you know, pinch it off and then just kind of drag that color up so you don't get harsh lines. You know, when you add that darker color, you don't get a harsh line there. And then this, let's just darken this in here. Coming together, you guys. And the more, you know, the more times you go over this, like the darker these will get. So if you want these tulips to be really dark, or maybe you want a mix of color, maybe you don't want them all purple, or you want to make some of them yellow or some of them orange. You can do that too. They don't all have to be the same color. Okay, I think we're good here. All right, so let's go on to our little container. And let's put the bottom in. And then we've already got this lip that's showing. So let's put this in. It's going to be kind of like this. Just want to see that little edge there at the bottom. And then we want to leave, you know, some white space, you know, kind of like right along that edge. So now this one, I inked this container in 2 colors. So I inked it in the green and the blue. So this one and this one. And then I stamped it off twice. And the reason I did that is because I wanted it to kind of have a little green tint to it, like a green, you know, like a green glass. And so I used these 2 colors. So I inked the green first, the 177, then right over the top, the blue, the 526, and then I stamped it off twice. I missed a couple of leaves. Thank you, Siska. You know what? That would have just bugged me. Thank you so much. You guys always remind me. Thank you so much. Would have absolutely bugged me. And this one back here. Okay, we're good. We're good to go. All right, so we're going to put a little edge, you know, along here. And then we're going to get our color. And the same with this one like we did with the others. So we're just going to get a mix of color because it's, you know, when it's glass, there's lots of different colors in it. And if you can kind of show that, you're going to be really happy with how it turns out. So we've got some, let's put some green on here too, actually. Some green. We're going to just kind of blend these together a little bit. And we'll do the bottom. So we'll get this little bottom part done. And leave that little, just kind of leave that little edge, you know, on there. Put a little extra color in there like this. And then let's just put some color. Can you guys see that palette okay? Make sure it's pretty watered down. You know, pretty watered down. And you're just going to kind of come along the edge. So you're going to just kind of start up here and you're just going to kind of come along the edge like this. Just to get a little color in there. And then, you know, once that dries up a little bit, you can add some more. So let's just kind of work on these little stems here a bit. So we're going to just kind of drag these down. And then we'll add just a little more green up here and here. And then we're just going to end. I'm going to put an end on those. Okay, so now this should be pretty dry. So we can come in here with just a little more color, maybe a few other lines like this. And a little more color. You know, in here like this. Like I said, don't stress out about this, honestly. Honestly, this is, it's going to look good. And sometimes we just focus too much on like a simple little detail, and really nobody would even notice that. All right, so now we're going to put that center line in, the water line. So we're just going to kind of go around like this and then straight across like this. And that's where the water is going to be. And we can just use some different colors here. Just like that. And once you get the water line in, you know, you can really start to see how that's the glass. And then we'll put in some highlights with the white paint. All right, so now I'm going to take my, my bullet tip of my green, and I'm just going to darken some of these lines as they come down. And then just kind of skip that little water line and just leave it like that. They don't even have to actually follow the lines of the flowers. You're just making some lines coming down. And you can just add a little water to it. And it's just going to be so cute. Okay, that's it, you guys. That's all you have to do. And you know, the more that you kind of practice it, the more confident you'll get at it. You absolutely will. Because it just takes all the fear out of it. Just doing it a few times. And then you'll think, oh, why was I even stressed about this? This is just so easy. Okay, I'm going to just take my bullet tip now, and I just want to put a dark, I want to make sure this is really dark underneath these blooms, so that it actually just shows a little shadow underneath there. And you could, you know what, you could just put a little line in with your bullet tip too, if you want to get that really dark. Okay, and we'll come back and we'll put the highlights in. So let's go on to this one. And then when we're finished with this one, we'll put the, Amy says, got my order placed. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. I can't wait to see your journal. Terry says, we'll be making these a lot. So pretty. You guys, this journal was just the best. Are you using the 4 or the 1? Both. Both, Mary. So on the bigger blooms, when I was doing these, you know what? Was I using this? You guys, was I using the big one? I was using the large brush on the container, and I think I was using the small brush on the blooms. So let's put those aside, and let's do this one. And this is the same type of container. So this is in the same set. It's just a little shorter. So it can be ceramic or it can be glass. So we're going to do this one in the ceramic. So in that case, I stamped it the way we normally do. Stamp it in the 2 colors. The blue first, and then the dark brown. Terry says, when I finish watching, we'll place my order. Thank you, Terry. Can I use this technique on other container and vases? Absolutely. You sure can. You can make anything glass. I mean, within reason. Now, some of these things, you know, like these containers, let me show you on here. These, if you're going to make these glass, you want to leave these lines out of it. So just leave these little cross lines out of it. You can easily make this glass. And I would, you know, with this one, If you can leave these little lines out of it, that's the best. If you can't, it's okay. Just bring your line more to the inside of where this color is. This one you can for sure make glass. This one might be a little more tricky, but you could for sure try it. Just take these lines out, the lines that are in the middle. But any of these other ones, so this is the set that we're using right now. Any of these. Wouldn't this one be cute? This little round one. And this is the one we just did. This is the long stem. And then this one is the one we did with the tulips. And this is the one that we're doing right now as a ceramic. So you can do that with any of your other containers. And for sure these would all be really cute as glass. Super cute. And when you're doing something like this, I'll do these. I'll do some of these too. We're gonna, after this journal, we're gonna finish this journal in two weeks, but I'm gonna keep going with these florals because there's a lot of them that I need to show you how to do. So we're gonna get through all of them. We may take a break in between, but I will get to them all because I want to show you how to make these clear. And especially this one that has the handles, because you want to be able to show that that's clear also. Terry says, need a fish for the round. Oh, how cute would that be? Oh my word, I should have done a fish. Terry, wouldn't that be cute? A little betta fish in there or a little goldfish? Marianne says, do you stamp off when using the end? Yes, Marianne, for sure. I did. Yep. And when it's rubber, because so in this case, when it's rubber, and these are rubber now for this, the first batch is rubber, you want to stamp it off probably 2 or 3 times actually, because the rubber holds on to the color. When it's clear, you only have to stamp off 1 time, but with rubber, it holds the color. So I'm sure I stamped it off at least twice. And then when you're using a stamp platform, you're doing really light pressure. So you're never pressing really hard on the stamp. When you go to stamp these things, it's more like press. It's bring the stamp down to the paper and then press. It's not this motion that we do normally when we're stamping. It's totally different. So you're just an even pressure. Can also be cute on the shelves we have. Yes, absolutely. Puffer fish. Anna, the puffer. Somebody try that. See if that would fit in there. That would be so cute. Or you guys, you could freehand it. Remember how we used to do fish back in grade school? It looked like an 8, like a figure 8. Okay, now I got to show you guys. Like a fish looked like this. So you took your, okay, there you go. You could just freestyle it. And then you can just put some little, with a little eyeball in it. So there you go. There's your lesson for the day. I remember making these in grade school. Just like a figure 8 with an eyeball. Okay. Let's go on to this one. Now this one in here is a really light, kind of a really pretty green color. And I stamped it that way. So what I did was I used the 2 colors again when I stamped the blooms. So you can see how light and pretty that is. That is this color. So it is this pen, the 312. That is the color of the blooms. And then the yellow on the inside and then the bullet tip on the center. So we're going to be doing that. But that is the color. It's just such a pretty light tealish green. I'm not even sure what you could call it. But I love this color. This is a mix of green and that warm blue. It's this color. But it's really, really light. So we're going to be doing this one. So let's do the flowers first. I'm going to use my little brush. So I'll stay zoomed in here so you can see. And then we're going to just flip this over so that we can put that other color on here. So this is the 312, the number 312. And it's such a pretty color. It's such a pretty color. And I'm going to add a little bit more green to my palette. And then a little bit of this, and that's the 177, by the way. That's 177. This is 312. And then the blue is the 526. So we're going to just add a little of this too. And then we're going to dip our brush and we're going to do each petal individually. So we're going to drag the color out. Leave the top again. So don't worry too much about getting the color from the very top of the petal. So I stamped this off at least twice. I stamped it off at least twice because it's pretty light and I wanted it to kind of stay light. And it's the two colors. So it's the green first and then the blue and then stamped off twice. And it's just this really pretty soft color. And then we can add more color to it just like this. So just kind of work your way around, get all the little petals, and take your time. It's really, really hard to mess these up, you guys. You just won't. You won't mess them up. And especially if you just stay in each section, use your little brush, stay in each section, pull the color out, and then go back over it again. Keep the color focused to the center. So the darkest color is going to be in the middle. And what that does is it lifts the petals up. And the light catches on the edges because the edges are turned up. And that's the impression it gives. That's what your eye sees when it sees that highlight on the edge and the dark color in the center. So this is really dark in here. And I'm mostly just pulling the color from this area and leaving that top edge kind of alone. And again, it's because also we don't want a dark line. And you know, when you're pulling the color out of the lines, you're never coloring on the line. You're never coloring on the line. You're not following the line with your brush. You're never doing that. You're coloring it on one side or the other. And in this case, I'm coloring it on the inside of the line. I'm dragging that color to the inside. Okay, and then the stems, you know, of course the stems are going to be green. And either green, doesn't matter which one. And even though the stamp includes all the blooms on it, because it's watercolored, they're still going to look different. So every bloom is not going to look the exact same. You know, which is kind of what we want when we're doing these watercolors, is that, you know, when you're looking at plants, like they've got different shades of color. They're not all just one color. And we're still getting that with these. Get this little bud here. Isn't that cute? And then I'm going to go back over this color again, and I'm going to add just a little bit of this green to it, to this color, and then just brush this back on. And keep that color more to the center. And again, you want to always be pulling that the color from the lightest area where you've got the water. And if you have, you know, different colors in here, you can kind of mix it up a little bit. You can add a little more blue to it. You know, and then the little petals, they all kind of look a little different. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit more green in here into the center. You know, don't ever be afraid of mixing your colors and getting extra color in here. Okay, so now let's get this really kind of get this dark in here. Just to really lift those petals. Okay, and let's just add a little more color to these stems. And let's put some of this blue in that little bud on there. Okay, so now I'm going to take my yellow. So this one, the number 55, so this is a kind of a lemon yellow, and I'm just going to take the bullet tip and I'm going to color the insides of the flowers. So wherever you can kind of see the inside, I mean, you can see a tiny bit in here, I guess, but just in these. And then I'm going to take my green bullet tip. This is the 177 green, and I'm going to just do some little dots in here. Just put a few little dots in the center of those flowers. Okay. And then let's go on to our little container. And we're going to pull the color now out of the line. So we're going to drag this color out. Pull that color out. And then we're going to add just a little bit more of that same color. So a little of the green or the brown. So let's just move this over here. So this is the 969. And this is the 565. And then we're going to just get a little of this green down here on the bottom. So let's do that first. We're going to put a little of this down here. So we're just going to make a little line here like this and just kind of color this in. Just leave a little bit of a highlight on here. It's such a soft, pretty color. And then just one more little stripe. Okay, and now we're just going to take some of this and a little bit of this, of these two colors, and then we'll just do a little shadow under here, and then we'll get this a little along the side. And it'll kind of have that, you know, look a little bit more like a ceramic container. A little more of this color on here. A little darker on the edges because it is a rounded container. And that is finished. And then we could just put a little shadow under here too. A little shadow like that. Okay, now one more thing. Now that everything is dry, I'm going to take my bullet tip of this really pretty green and I'm just going to make a couple of little lines in here. And just really tiny. Okay. A couple lines down there. All right, we are good to go on that one and this and these. So now let's bring these back in. Let me zoom out a little bit here. And then we're gonna, let me move my palette out of the way. And now you guys, we're gonna assemble this into the journal after we do the white paint. So let me grab that. Grab this, and we're just gonna put a little highlight. Marianne says the large jar, you could do a terrarium. Oh, that would be so cute. You guys, they're honest, they're so easy. Just don't stress out about it. Oh yes, white paint, Patricia, it's coming. It's for sure coming. I don't know if I could do one of these without some white paint somewhere in some vicinity. And they do make a really nice little highlight on these jars. But you see how that really makes that jar when you can see the edge like that. It's those three things. It honestly is. And you'll be successful. Make sure you put the bottom in, this little section. Make sure you leave space between the edge, and make sure you leave the lip white. Do you need shadows beneath the glass jars? You absolutely can. Diane, good point. Let's just do it. Yes, I'm getting just a little bit of blue off of my palette, and then we can just put a little shadow on here. And then, you can really see that edge on here too when you put that shadow underneath. Okay, good point, you guys. Good point. All right, so now we're going to take the small brush and get some water in here. I'm going to take my small brush and I put a little water into my white paint, my jar. So that I can spread it. You just want to be able to spread this paint. Brush it on. And then let's just start with this one, and we'll just put a little highlight just right across the edge. I mean, that's literally all we have to do. And then just do a little, couple little lines along the side. Like so. We could go just a little darker here. So just a little, highlight along the edge of the jar. See how cute that is? Just so easy. And this one. So we need to get a little highlight on here. And then we'll do a little edge on this. And this is where you can put that the lip back in if you lost that lip. Okay, there we go. And if you want to, I mean, since you got your white paint out, you could do just a little center like that. That would be really cute. You could do just a little highlight here, and you could do a little highlight on your little tulips. That would also be cute. Okay, so let's clean that off. Close that up. And then we're going to just erase these pencil lines. So the pencil lines that are down here on the bottom, we just want to get rid of those. And these. Get rid of that. And these are finished. How cute are these? All right, so let's get to our journal. So I'm going to move my water out of the way so I don't spill it. And I'll grab my journal and let me zoom out. Okay, so let's kind of set these aside. Oh, you know what? We didn't do the little butterfly. Let's do this really quick. let's do this little butterfly. I just basically stamped it in purple. So the same purple, the 636, I just stamped it in that. And then I'll use my little brush and I just pull the color out. It's a purple little butterfly. So again, you want to concentrate that color at the center. That's where you want to concentrate it, and just drag it out from here. I mean, literally, that's it. And then this little butterfly body. And that's all. That's all we have to do. So now we can let that dry. I'll move this aside again. Okay, so now I have my cover. And the cover, let's zoom out again. So the cover is from the, and I'll show you these die sets as we go, so you can see where I'm getting all of this. So let me just get myself organized. Here, you guys. Just stacks of stuff everywhere. Okay. Here is the die set that I use. This is the same as the regular die set. It's just that it has a small spine, and so it only has one page. So when you open it up, it's just got one page in the center. So you can see how small it is. It's way simpler. It's got the big fold out middle, but it's only got one page. So you can do these really, really quickly. Do them really quickly. So that is this set. This is the Slim Journal set, and that's what I'm using on here. Okay, and then the pages. Now everything that you would use in your regular journal, you could use in this one because the pages are all the same. Everything else is the same. It's only the spine that's different, and it's narrower. So the pages are from this set. It's the decorative journal page 1. So this is the page that I'm using, but there is a page that comes in the regular journal too, and you can use that one. And also, is there one that comes in here? Oh yeah, there's a page that comes in here also. So you can use a regular page if you have this and you don't have a decorative page, but I just use that decorative page in mine. All right. So the first thing I did was glue this together, glue the two backs together, and then put the pages in. So I just went ahead and put the pages in, and then I cut this first. So I cut the oval first, and then I put the pages in. So I just laid it flat, ran it through, and this is I'll tell you what size this oval is. It is 2 1/4 by 2 3/4, and that's from the oval die set. So you can use any opening. You could use a rectangle opening, or you can use no opening, and you can just do something on your own on the front. You could just do a watercolor. You could put something like this on the front, and that would be really cute. Okay, but I just did it to kind of just do something a little different, and so I just cut that opening in there. So now on the very front, we want to kind of finish that opening up because we don't want this necessarily this raw edge. All right, so I just cut these ovals. And by the way, you know, if I were to do this again, the paper on the inside, I would glue that in first and then cut the oval. Because it has to line up. So it has to line up on the inside. So next time, and I just centered it and I lined it up. But to make sure that it's exactly where you want it, glue this page in and then die cut the opening. I mean, in hindsight, I would have done it that way. So on the front, just to finish it off, I just went with a little larger dies that can kind of just finish off this center. So let's just glue these in really quick. This is just the next size up, basically, in the die set. And you can, you know, use whatever papers. The thing about this paper pack is that everything goes. So it doesn't matter what you pick. Everything is going to go together. So that will fit right over that opening. Made that little frame. And then this one, this tiny one, will go right on the inside. So it'll look just like this. So let's do that. I haven't made a journal in a while, and so it was really fun to make this. I love these things. I don't think I would ever get tired of making a journal. They're just so much fun, and they're just so different. Every time that you make one, I feel like you kind of learn something different. I do, or I try something different. And they're just so cute. All right, so I've just got this little opening. Mariette says she's back. She just ordered. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Tina, she just placed hers. You guys, Cherie, thank you. She just ordered hers. You guys, I can't wait to see your journals. Honestly, you will be encouraging someone. Like I said, this was such a big thing for me to make this paper pack and you know, make these sets and then this journal, and to try to make it easy. I just had to do it, and then it was just so fun when I finally got a chance to do it. All right, so this is going to just glue right over the opening of the oval. So I just cut this out of the center. And you can, you know, this is just the paper I'm using, but you can obviously use whatever paper you want to use. But everything is gonna go together, so it doesn't really matter what you grab. And I'm just doing the same thing again now on the inside, just to kind of finish off the opening. Just put a little frame around it. Anybody have any questions so far about the containers, like the glass? We're going to be doing more of these. Like I said, we're going to work through all of these sets. You know, with the journal, you know, only has 6 watercolors in it, but it's super versatile, so you could use whichever ones you want in it. So I want to make sure that you guys know how to color them all. So we will get to all of them. We're going to be doing some more. And you know what? I mean, fall is coming, but we can still do florals, you guys. We can still do florals. They're timeless. All right, so now I'm going to do this little, extra little frame to finish it off. Get that straight. Okay, so now we've got this opening finished on both sides. And so now I'm going to, oops, I can see that through that a little bit. Oh, well, okay. So now we're going to put the little banner on. And I just picked this. This is from that free set, the Thinking of You. And I'm just going to put this on the front, glue this to the front. And just kind of center it right in here. Make sure that just sits kind of in the center. And then we're going to do the next one on the back. So we're going to do the same one again on the back like this. And I'm going to glue part of this, and then I'm going to use a little foam dot to connect it to the one on the front. So I'm just going to use a little foam dot here. And actually, let's just get rid of that glue. And then I'll glue just a little bit on the sides of this. This little banner is from the basic die set, basic journal set. So if you have the basic journal set, you have this little banner. So you're just going to line that up with the one on the front. Oops, I should have put a little more glue here. And we'll just line that up like so. Is that straight? Okay, that looks straight. So now we've got it on both sides of this. So now let's go to the other page, and we're going to glue in this one. And I just cut these. I mean, I use these so much. In some way or another, I use these little dies, and that's what I used for this one too. I just use these little dies so much. So now let's put in the next page, and it is all of these. So let me grab these papers and its little tag. So we're going to glue this in first. This is the little accent page. So we're going to glue this in. And it's going to just go right in the middle, just right in the middle here. Gonna line it up with the other one, like so. And then we can add all of the layering pieces. So this one can go in next. And you know, when you glue these in, you can just glue the outside edges. So the outside edges, and then you can just create a pocket. So you can have lots of pockets on here. So I'm going to just kind of lay this out and see where my my image is going to go. So it's going to go right here like this. So I want to make sure that I have enough room for everything else. And I think I'll just glue this one here and glue the next one. So pretty close to the edge. And this is another one that I did from here. So these are just meant to layer on top of themselves. Now this one, I'm going to just glue along these edges here. And then I can create a pocket. And whether you use it or not, it's just kind of nice to know that you have that extra pocket there, that you could tuck something in. And then this one, I'm going to use this edge. So I've already used this edge, so I don't want to use two of the same, but these have two edges to them. So we're going to do the same with this one. So we're just going to glue this and the edge. And then we'll put this one here, right next to this. And this will just line up just perfectly here. And now we can just glue in our little tulips. So they can just glue right in here, just like that. And we're going to do the same with this one. So we're just going to glue the three sides so that we have a pocket. And just glue this one in, like so. And I put, in my journal, I use the letters. And you know what? I'm not sure what number that is. Leah, if you're on, what set is the little letters? Okay, and I just wrote hugs. And I just put this down at the bottom. So let me grab my little tweezers. So you can just cut these little, I just cut them out of, you know, just any other printed paper. And let's just put a little glue dot on here. $55.62, Joel says. That is the number. 55. These are really handy because you can write these little personal notes, or you know, put the person's name in there, which would also be really cute. And you know, hugs is a really short word, so it's easy to put in. Put that in there like that, and then we'll put the S in. Whoops, I got that upside down. Do that again. Okay, so I've got hugs in there, which is so cute. And then a little tab. So the little tab is from, well, this is from the rectangle set. And then the little tab is from this set. And it is the rectangle frames. And it's this little tab right here. And then we're also going to use this frame in here from this set. So I cut out the little tab, and then I cut out a little rectangle and just rounded the corners. So now I can just glue this on like this. And then this is where your little sentiment goes. So if you're using the sentiments from this set, these all fit on here. The majority of these small ones all fit on these little tabs. So you'll be able to put them all on here. And the same with the scripture verses. These small ones all fit on the tab. And then the larger ones you could put in a frame, or you could put it on a bookmark and you could put it somewhere, tuck it in somewhere. But on the tabs, those will all fit. So let me put some glue on here. We're just going to glue both sides of this and then glue it to the little tab. And then you can add whatever message you want on it. Maybe you just want to put a little smiley face on it. You know, that would also be really cute. And then this just goes in any of these pockets. So it can go in this one, it can go in this one. You could put one in each pocket. You could put one down here, of course in here, and of course in here. And we've got this page done. So let's go to the back side. And the back side is this little jar. So this is going to go here with the little butterfly. So let's just glue this butterfly in right now. So I'm just going to fold it in half. And I used regular watercolor paper on this, but you could also use mixed media. It's a lot thinner. But this works for now. And I'm just going to glue the little edge. And let it just kind of dry there like that. All right, so now let's glue in the accent paper. So we're going to glue this down. Isn't this paper just so cute? Just love it. Joel he's the paper king now. He is so good. He does all of our graphic design, all of our ads, everything that you see on the website, all designed by him. We just have such a good time working together. And we always say we make such a good team. Okay, so now we're going to put in this one and we're going to put this one in. So let's glue these two together. So you can, and then again, we want to leave a pocket here. So we're just going to glue, I'm just going to glue this one just right along this edge here. And I'll glue this on. Make sure that's straight. And then we'll glue it in like this. That'll be so cute. And then we can add our little tag into this pocket. So we just want to glue 3 sides here. And these also came from that die set. That same die set that has all the layering dies that work in the center of inside your journal. So I'm going to leave a little bit of space on the edge so that I can see this paper over here. And then your little bookmark, you can use any of those little sentiments and put something on there. What did I put on mine? Let me see. I put on Brighter Days Are Coming. I put that on mine. So you could put whatever you want on your little bookmark. It's just a bookmark is such a neat little gift because so many people, they'll put it somewhere. If they don't read books, they'll put it in a journal or in a somewhere. And, it's just a reminder every time they open that page that somebody is thinking about them and cares about them. All right, so let's go to the center page now. And we're going to glue in this piece in the center. So just like this, and you can see where that edge is. So when you fold this up, you can see where the center of the page is. So you want to make sure that you don't glue over the top of the score line right here. So you're going to put this right in the middle of these 2 score lines. So just like this. We're just going to glue this whole thing. You can leave. You can also glue 3 sides again if you want to use that one as a pocket. And then we're just going to put this in here, just right in the middle of it. And that looks pretty close right there. Okay, now what I did was I took a little, just a rectangle like this one, and I glued this right down to the center, just on the edges. So then you can thread your ribbon through this. So just along the edges like this. And I just glued it to the center. Straight. And then I can thread my ribbon right through there. All right, so let's put these little pockets in. Let's put these little pockets in. I'll show you how I cut these. So I cut 4. Let's see where the other one is. I cut 4 of these out of the same paper, okay? And then I took 2 of them and I made a score line that is about, you know, it has to fit in this section. So you can see where let me just zoom in a little bit so I can show you guys. Okay, do you see where this little score line is? So when you're folding up your journal, you know, it's folded up like this. So there's a little space in between here. See, right in between, that you can place something like this. You can just glue this right into this little space right here. And so I cut 4 of these and then I scored it. I just used a little X-Acto knife so that I could get a score line. I just used a ruler and scored it about like 3/16 or so. And I think I probably just eyeballed it so that I knew it would fit in that little space. Because this is about, I think that's about a quarter, maybe is that a quarter of an inch? What is that? Not quite. So 1, 2, 3, yeah, this is 3/16. So it's pretty small, but you'll be able to just fit that right into that little space, okay? So I took one that's scored, and then I took another one the opposite way, and I glued it so that it was right on the edge of that fold. So when I glued this one down, so you see where that fold is? I glued this right here just to the edge of that. So let's just do that. And then, you know, we want to leave that edge open because that's our pocket. So we're going to glue this down right to the edge of that. And now we can see that little decorative part on the outside. And I just take these, so, you know, the cut line was on the other side, so I just take these and just kind of smooth it out a little bit. So just like this. And then it's going to go in here just like this. And it's just going to be so cute. So let me zoom out now so you can see what I'm doing. All right, let's do the other one now. So we've got the one with the fold line, and that's going to go in here. So we're going to glue this one now to it on 3 sides. So we can see that contrasting color. So let's make sure we get this in the right place. This glue dries so fast that you just got to be fast getting this glued on. Okay, so now we've got 2 of these. And so see this cut line, I just go like this and just smooth it out. And glue that together. So now we can glue these into the spine here, just like this. So let's do it. Let's glue this in. And you want to just put it in the center, right in the center, with that accent, the accent paper showing to the inside. So this direction. So that they kind of open together from the inside. And then we'll do this one, same way, just right in the middle, and just glue that down. We'll just let that dry for a second, and we'll do our little frame. So this just cuts out, you know, the die frame, and it is, let me show you which one that is. I just love these little frames. I love these little guys, and they fit on your 6x6 paper. So they fit exactly. So any of your paper packs you can use these with. And this is what they look like. So there's one that has a straight edge on the bottom, and then there's one that has a scalloped edge, and they come with the cutouts for the openings. Marianne says, plan that AI. Okay, what am I missing here in the comments? Okay, Suska has to go. We'll see you back on the replay, Suska. Okay, somebody who started talking about a cruise. Okay. Okay, you guys. Yep, that would be fun. All right, so it's got it. You're going to score the little tab right here, and then you're going to glue it down. And before you do, just place your little watercolor image kind of where you want it to go, like this. So I think that's pretty good right there. And then I just kind of hold it in place and glue it down just to keep it in place. And then I can just glue it down all the way. So cute. Make sure that's centered. And then we'll just hit it with a little more glue over here. It just has to hold in the frame, just stay in the frame. And then you're just going to glue it shut on the little tab. Like this. And you've got your little framed art, and you could put your little message on here, you know, to a dear friend, or, you know, thinking of you would be so cute. And I forgot the little easel. So it had the little die set comes with an easel so that it can stand up, and I forgot mine, so I'll have to add that later. But yeah, so you just put the easel on the back. So now let's make these little pull-out tabs. We're going to just glue these again, just like we did before. So same rectangle, and I'll tell you what size this rectangle is actually. And then I just cut the corners. Used a little corner cutter. And then just whatever sentiment you want to put in there. And then they just go in, they just tuck in here like this. Tuck right into the side. And this one, so let's put its little tab on. And you guys, we're almost done. We're almost finished. So now you can pull these two out like this. Isn't that cute? So we are getting done. And our little frame will fit right in the center. So that will be really cute. And then let's just do the little butterfly paper clip. Or not the butterfly, the heart. So I just cut these two hearts out. And you can glue them together, or you can use a little popped a little foam dot and just put it right in the center of your paper clip. And then just glue your heart on one side and then the other. Isn't that cute? Just a cute little addition, just a little extra thing. And then you can just put it in here. And did I glue it backwards? I did. You guys, I did it backwards. Here, let's do it this way. We got to do it this way. Now we need a new foam dot. Okay. We can't stress the small things, right? Okay, so this time I'm going to put it into the heart like this, and then I'll put it through like this, and then add my little heart to the back. And I think I'm just going to put a little bead of glue on the inside. And you could make these out of, you could do a little star. That would be really cute. A little circle with a message. And you could do multiples of these hearts. You could do different ones on different pages. But it's just cute to attach it to your journal. There we go. Now it's attached. And then this one, so your ribbon just goes through here. Just thread it through like this. And then you can just tie in your little frame. See if I can tie this right. And you can use whatever ribbon you want, of course. Okay. And then I'll just tie that in like this. Oops. And then trim it off. And it's going to stay there. And like I said, you could also tuck it into your little paper clip too. That would be really cute. This looks kind of big here. Let's trim this off a little more. Okay, you guys, look how far we got today. And we'll finish the rest of this. So we've got this page. So we've gotten to here. We've gotten to here. So next week, I'll show you how to do the little, the parchment. We'll finish up this page and then we'll go to this one and do this cute one. And then the little booklet and the little teacup. So we'll finish those up tomorrow and get those into the journal and we'll be finished, you guys. You will have tutorials on how to make this little slim journal. So let's just go over this and, whoops, this goes like this. So let me show you again what's in the bundle. Let me zoom out a little bit here. And I'll show you what is in the bundle. So first of all, 2 paper packs so that you can do the cover. So these 2 paper packs are included in the journal. So this one has this is 24 designs, so there's 2 of each, and they're double-sided. And look at all the cool papers. We just used a few, but there are so many different papers that you can use out of here. I just love this so much. And then this is for the cover, your journal cover. So you'll be able to pick from any of these 6 and use it on your journal cover. Then we have the long stems, so 2 sets of these long stems, so flowers and foliage, and then the little bud vases. So these little guys right here, remember these are rubber just for this release. The next time we order them, they will be in clear. So there are 3 sets of rubber containers just on this one. We ordered them clear and we got them in rubber. So here they are. So 3 sets of containers, and then these 2 large florals that can go into your containers. And you can see the size of these. These are the ones that we use today, these 2, but we'll be using these from this set, this one for sure, and this one next week. See guys, we will get through them all. We will be getting through them all, I promise, down in the days to come. Also the sentiments, the set of sentiments. Just for all different reasons, you can send these. And if you are interested in scripture, sending scripture verses in your journal, these are available online. So at artimpressions.com, just go to the very top under Get Inspired and click on the encouragement sentiment pack. And click on that. You can order it for $3. It'll come just like this, or you can download it for free and just print it off. So you can do that. These are all made to fit into the journal. Okay? And then your free gift with the bundle. So if you get the whole thing, you get the whole bundle with all the pieces in it. You get this free, this little sentiment set free in rubber as our gift to you. And then of course, everything is available in individually. So you can order any of these things by themselves if you want to. The bundle is a huge discount. It's 20% off, you guys, because I love this idea of sending these encouragement cards. And keep in mind, any of these things can be on a card. So, you know, they're great. Here's the sample I showed earlier. You can see how cute that is. That would be so cute on a card. Just beautiful. All right, so I'm going to switch back over so that I can say goodbye to all of you. You guys, that was so much fun. I hope you love this journal as much as I do, and I can't wait to see what you guys make with it. It'll be shipping next week, so we take the orders as they come. So if you've already got your stuff ordered in, yours is gonna ship out right away. Thanks for a great time together, Marianne. You are so welcome. Thanks for all your encouraging words, you guys. Always are so encouraging to me. I just love it. I love showing you guys new things. I love making new stuff. And I love Watercolor Wednesdays with you guys. So thanks, everyone. If you have any questions, be sure to leave it in the comments. We'll answer them. And then, of course, Leah, you can ask Leah anything. She is just the best. So thanks, everyone, for staying with me for 2 hours. Those of you who are still on. It goes by so fast. So thanks, everyone. I had a great time with you, and I'll see you back next week.